One, two. This is Left Side of the Brain. And what I want to talk about today is the one thing that the government fears the most. Now, you might be thinking, before we even start, hit the likes button, hit the subscribe button, add us on Instagram, support the Patreon. I'll leave all of that in the description box at the end of today's video. Now, let's get into it. The one thing that the government fears the most, you may be thinking it's guns. You may be thinking it's terrorism. You may be thinking it's propaganda. It's none of that. You may be thinking it's insurrection. It's none of that. You may be thinking it's some form of anarchy. None of that. They're not afraid of any of that because they have the weapons, they have the military, and they control all of the money anyway. They control the power grids. They can cut the lights out at any minute. So it's not any of that. It relates to what we speak about on this channel. The secret wars. Us versus them. So the one thing that the government fears the most is when a person gets over the desire of wanting to be accepted. That's what the government fears the most. When you graduate from wanting to be accepted, acceptance into their system, once you rid yourself of that, the government, they start shaking in their boots. Because everything in this world revolves around acceptance as it pertains to the system. Once a person loses that desire or feeling to be accepted, it's nothing they can do with you at that point. Once you don't care about what people think about you, once you don't care about the opinion of others in the media, once you don't care about any of that, guess what? The government can't do nothing to you. Because it's that feeling of wanting to be accepted that makes you not speak out against things. You don't want to be ostracized from everybody, so you don't say what's on your mind. You don't tell it how it is. You don't speak the truth. And they understand that as long as we create an atmosphere of pop culture where people are judged based upon how popular they are, and just like you see recently in the mainstream, you have this libertine wave of the left, as they call them. The left, the people who support everything that goes against the foundation of what built up, America to get to this point. Now, I'm not saying that everything about America is good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the left agenda is all about quieting people, making people feel condemned for speaking out for what's right. And I can use an example, like the LGBTQ movement. That's just an example. And it's many other things like the feminism movement and a host of other things that you can probably think of that I didn't name, that you can feel free to leave in the comment section. But it's just those little things like that. They bombard the media. So if they want to go against something, only thing they do they will make it popular to do the wrong thing. So if something goes against what's right, to suppress people from speaking out, they will create an environment wherein if you speak out, you can lose your job, you can be ostracized, and you can be straight up blackballed. That's what they'll do. And that's why the government fears people like us, the United Souls, who don't give a fuck about being accepted. Because when you want to be accepted, that means you'll do anything for money. You'll do anything for a career. You will do anything for a job. You will do anything to keep a woman. Yeah. Because you want to look a certain way in front of your family, in front of your friends. And that's how they keep everybody on hush. But if the day comes that people lose that fear of not being accepted, they are in trouble. They will really be in trouble then. When the day comes that you don't give a fuck about what somebody says about the way that you think, they know that they are in trouble at that point. And right now, like in America, you can feel the tension. And I don't really like to get on these social conversations about, government and things like that. But for this, I'm kind of using this as an analogy. If you've been keeping up with the news, like it's a lot of people that's against Donald Trump. And the MAGA hats, Make America Great Again. Now, I'm not saying I'm supporting that or anything like that, but I'm just using this as an example. It's been many cases where people have on a Make America Great Again hat, and they are condemned in the public. They get called all type of names. I'm just using an example. But the people who supported the Make America Great Again movement, if you've been keeping up with it, they have joined arms and they are fighting back. They're not giving a fuck about what the left says, what the libertine says, what the Hillary Clinton crowd says, the liberals. They're not giving a fuck about it. So I'm just using that to show the Jaguars, like the stuff that we deal with, we have to also not give a fuck. If they can do it, the ones who, and we're not even fighting about political things like that. We're talking about the real issues, the secret wars. But I'm just using them as an example because a parable brings, it's a metaphor that adds fuel to a greater truth that you're saying. So I'm not saying that we supporting political parties or anything. I'm just saying if the people of the world realizing that it's not about being accepted and you shouldn't care about that, then that's what we need to start doing. Because that's the next level in everything that we speak about. Acceptance, not caring about being accepted. And with that comes a lot of maturity. You have to, you got to readjust your life, the way you think and everything. Like myself, I have embraced loneliness. We've said it before. Loneliness is an entity that will speak to you when you embrace it. Once you embrace who you are, see, this is the thing everybody needs to do. You need to do this mirror exercise. You need to stand in front of the mirror, wash your face, and just stare at yourself in the mirror for about 10 minutes and realize that this thing is all about you. See, the world is inside of you. You living inside of your brain. You see, when you looking at yourself in the mirror, that person that you see, it's not in the mirror, it's inside of your mind. All images that you see is processed inside of your mind. Once you grab hold to that, you will realize that all of these little characters in your life, they just things inside of your head that you have the power to smash. You see what I'm saying? And once you take control of your life and realize that, you know what? It's all about me. So why do I need to be accepted by them when it's you anyway? Once you really grab hold to that, you'll see what I'm saying. That probably went over the head of a few people. But once you realize that this life is taking place in your brain, you won't care about being accepted by no illusion. You won't care about what people think. You see what I'm saying? Because you will come face to face with reality, realizing that it's all about you, not them. But when you trying to be accepted, you are letting them win. Because it's us versus them. Us, we represent reality. Them, they represent that illusion. The illusion world. Because being accepted in their world, I did a video about the illusion of happiness. Being accepted in their world is not a one-time deal. You just don't get accepted and, okay, I made it, I'm accepted. It don't work like that. They're going to keep requiring something from you to maintain your status of being accepted. So their world is like a never-ending chase of something that you never obtain, you see. So I'm just making this video to let y'all know that not giving a fuck is the true way out. I'm going to repeat. Not giving a fuck is the true way out. When you care about what somebody else think about you, that's about 80% of the worries that people have. Let's look at it. All right, you got to pay bills, right? You're probably in a relationship or something. So that's 20%. The rest of the 80%, think about it. You're walking around all day thinking about what somebody thinks about you. You see what I'm saying? And the only reason why I got this bandana on my face, because I don't give a fuck about you enough for you to even know who I am, because I don't even want you accepting me by the way I look, or you knowing me based on my face. Because like I always say on this channel, this is all about the information. I could care less how you look. I could care less if you're a man. I can care less if you're a woman. I don't care about all that. This is just information. You click on this channel, you click on the video, you watch it, you get the information, you go about your business. Hit me up in the comment section. We talk a little bit. That's what it's about. So that's why I got this bandana on, because I'm not even trying to be accepted by you. I don't care. This is a mask. I don't want to be accepted in this world. I do what I do, write my book that's coming out and things like that. I'm not even coming out with the book with my name. It's going to be under my pen name, Left Side of the Brain, because I don't give enough fucks about this world. I'm not in this for fame. I'm not in this for glory, for notoriety. If it was up to me, I would move around like a ghost, literally. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't care about being accepted by this world. Left Side of the Brain, I've been pulled the plug on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all still got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And that's where like 80% of your problems is coming from. I'm here to tell you that the government fears people when they get over the need for being accepted. Because that acceptance, that's the foundation of the New World Order. Having everybody corralled into this one frame of thinking. You see what I'm saying? And whoever doesn't think like this, they're going to bring heat upon themselves, and they're going to bring pressure upon themselves. That's what it's all about. Just imagine if more of us didn't give a fuck. They could have no control over us. I want to leave y'all with that. Get over the fear of acceptance, and that's the way out. Don't nothing else matters after you get over wanting to be accepted. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is Left Side of the Brain, signing out. Until we meet again.